Welcome to Tales from the Abyss. All right, so dim the lights, settle in, and let's begin. It was past midnight when Aisha wrapped up her shift at the diner and headed to her car. Her drive home took her along a long, desolate stretch of highway bordered by dense woods. Tonight, the air was unusually still, then the moonlight struggled to pierce through the thick clouds. As she drove, Aisha noticed something strange in her rearview mirror. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a shadow, but as the minutes ticked by, she realized there was someone sitting in her back seat. Her heart skipped a beat, and her throat tightened. "Who's there?" she stammered, her voice shaking. The figure didn't respond. It sat motionless, barely visible in the dim light. Gathering her courage, Aisha flicked on the interior lights, but when she turned around, the back seat was empty. She laughed nervously, chalking it up to exhaustion. But as she continued driving, the air in the car grew colder, and a faint whisper echoed through the cabin. "Don't stop." Aisha's grip on the steering wheel tightened. Her instincts screamed at her to pull over and get out, but the voice kept repeating, growing louder each time. "Don't stop. Don't stop." Suddenly, the radio crackled to life, though she hadn't turned it on. A garbled voice came through, repeating the same chilling phrase. "Don't stop." Panicked, Aisha pressed down on the accelerator, speeding through the empty highway. Her eyes darted between the road and the rearview mirror, where she now saw a pair of glowing eyes staring back at her. Desperate, she reached for her phone to call for help, but it was dead despite being fully charged earlier. The air grew colder still, and frost began forming on the inside of the windows. Then, out of nowhere, a figure appeared in the middle of the road, a man in tattered clothes with hollow eyes. Finally, Aisha slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. She heard a sickening thud and froze in her seat. The radio crackled again, but this time, it was laughter. A deep, guttural sound that made her skin crawl. Summoning her courage, Aisha stepped out of the car to check on the man she'd hit, but there was no one there. No body, no blood, nothing. She turned back toward her car, and that's when she saw it. The figure from her back seat was now sitting in the driver's seat, her face a twisted mass of malice. Before she could react, the car's headlights flicked on, blinding her. The engine roared to life, and the car sped off into the darkness, leaving her stranded in the middle of the empty highway. As the taillights disappeared, Aisha heard the whisper again, now coming from all around her. "Don't stop. Don't stop." And then